Okay, welcome back everybody. This is my retro case and my AMD AM4 build. So this is my one of the main shop computers now. So basically, I was thinking about getting the 5800X 3D, but they ran out of Micro Center, so I got the 5700X to upgrade the 5600X. Not much of an upgrade in terms of gaming, but the wattage is 65 watts on the 5700X, and you get most of the performance with the 5800 X. So, and it was only like 250 bucks. You couldn't really complain. But I've got 32 gigs of RAM in here, 3600 megahertz, and my EVGA GeForce RTX 3060 and a Gen 4 SSD in there. So what I want to do is I basically want to keep this running as long as possible. So I thought, what the heck, I might as well max up the RAM. No, I had seen some videos saying that putting in RAM will increase gaming performance and some productivity performance. So I've got 32 gigs in there. I decided to put 32 more gigs in there, and I have a Team Force 2. It's 32 gigs of DDR4 3600 megahertz, and I can't remember what the case latency is. I think it's 18 something. But what I have here is I have Unigine Heaven Benchmark 4.0, the free edition, and I've got it on my 4K screen here. So what we basically have is it's going to be set to DirectX 11, Quality Ultra, Tessellation Extreme, let's see, anti-aliasing 8X, and 1920 by 1080. Okay, and I thought 1920 by 1080 because just to see, because that's what most people game at. So let's run a baseline of this, and so I'm going to start running the baseline, and let's see it load, and we'll do a benchmark, and then I'll do a benchmark after I install the memory. So this is a benchmark for 32 gigs of RAM, and here we go. We have 70, 78, 79 FPS, and we have 69 degrees Celsius, so pretty decent. Going to 80 frames, 120 frames, and this is everything maxed out at 1920 by 1080. So let's run a benchmark. I'm going to try out the sound, and we'll hit benchmark, and here we go with the benchmark on it. And so right now 71 degrees Celsius, 75 FPS, and I'm probably going to just wait a little bit and see how it goes. This benchmark takes, I can't remember how long it was. I think it's a little bit more than 5 minutes. It might be more than that, but I'm probably going to pause the recording real quick and then just skip to the results. But yeah, I'm getting about 200 FPS, and so it's getting up there. Max 200 FPS, minimum 48.3. So let's average FPS is about 104 right now. But I'll pause it, come back, and then we'll install the memory and put in another run. Okay, so just finished the benchmark, and we got an average FPS of 105.1, and so a score of 2647, and minimum frame rates of 9.1, max 217. Okay, now I'll install the extra memory, and so here's the new kit of RAM, 32 gigs to go along with the 32 gigs in there, 64. And we'll see if we get any differences, any performance upgrades or boosts. So I put the 64 gigs in, and I ran the Unigine Heaven Benchmark. So the average FPS didn't go up too much, like maybe one point. The score went up a little bit. It went up, I believe it's like maybe 20 points. So it's up, the score went up, and then the minimum frame on the last run was 9, and now the minimum frames here are 42.5, and the max frame went up too. So it actually did help. Your average FPS won't go that high, but it looks like it's helping push the maximum FPS, and it's not making your frame rate drop too low. It's helping with the 1% lows or something. And so, granted, I only ran one benchmark each time, but it's enough where I can say it's you don't have to upgrade as much as I did. But let's say you have 8 gig and 8 gig, just so get an 8. Let's say you have 8 gigs of RAM. Just get another 8 gigs of RAM, and do a do a I don't, well, it might be called dual channel, but it's dual channel in both ways, and you should see a pretty decent performance increase in terms of, from what I can see on my system, like the minimum frame rate. So any question or comments, post them at the bottom video.